It's at the back post, there's a chance, there's a shot that comes in and it's fired home! LeBrun Becker, what a strike! The 18-yard box is floated in and headed home. Kane Felix has got a bit of space now down this right-hand side and into the penalty area. He goes past the goalkeeper, slots the ball home. The Lions have a third. Surely that's the game. He's in a good position, goes towards the edge of the area. Can he get a shot away with his left foot and score another? He can. Just beat through. He's on the edge of the area, takes a shot and he's put it in. First goal here at Near the Moor since March, and it's Kane Felix who gets it. Picked up here by Howarth. Edge of the area, takes a shot, a super goal. Well, hello and welcome to the Guiseley AFC live stream tonight of this FA Trophy game between the Lions and Chorley. It's been a long time since these two sides have met, well, a whole 7 days anyway. But of course, it's a new competition for the Lions to enter into in these strange times, and an opportunity, of course, at the end of this to end up at Wembley, which would be a remarkable achievement. But the road to get there isn't half choppy. I mean, Chorley, of course, played very well last week and came away with the 3 points when we travelled to Victory Park. After this, the winner will face Stockport County. Hardly the stuff that fills you with confidence going into the next 90 minutes. But that said, the Lions have been improving, and that victory on Saturday against Southport has certainly given everyone around the club just that little bit of a lift, and will bring us into this game with a bit more positivity than perhaps many would have felt after that defeat last Tuesday night. I'm Colin Robertson. Alongside me tonight is the ever-green Adi Towers and the ever-present Nick Keefe, and they'll be giving us their expertise this evening. First of all, Adi, the FA Trophy, it's kind of a competition that's lost a little bit of its glamour over recent years, but it's still important, isn't it? And it can still bring some rewards, especially if you can reach those latter rounds.
Yeah, I think that's very much the case. As we were saying earlier, Colin, 10 years ago, the prize money in this was quite considerable. 10 years on, the prize money is just the same. You've also got as again we mentioned, our opinion, ridiculous situation where we're playing a round tonight and a round on Saturday, which takes some of the gloss off it. But yeah, the possibility of a Wembley final, the later stages, that's all excellent. I think the big difficulty at the moment for me is the fact if you had no crowds to pour prize money, it's really about just progressing and as you say, building on a good performance on Saturday.
And of course, in our history, we have come close to reaching Wembley in this competition, just a couple of years after the achievement of the FA Vase finals in the early 90s. We were so close against Runcorn in 95, but other than that, there's been sporadic moments where we've actually made much headway in this tournament.
Yeah, I think the last big deal which I was involved in was when we went down to Cambridge, and we were very, very unlucky to lose, and that was about the 13th attempt after really bad weather had plagued the fixture for weeks and weeks and weeks. But yeah, I mean, as you say, we sort of toyed with it without ever really coming close. So a run's a run, you know. Wins are good for confidence, and so let's just see what happens.
You reflect on Saturday, that was a good performance, a good result, a game that was very entertaining, and obviously led to 6 goals and 3 valuable points for Guiseley. How much of an impact does that then have on our season, do you think, at this stage going forward?
Well, I think it was absolutely vital when, I mean, we consider we went to Spennymoor a couple of weeks ago and won 2-0 and thoroughly deserved to win. I think then we got a little bit deflated after the next 2 results, so actually hitting back like we did, and I think the changes made a difference as well. But we looked both competitive and combative all over the pitch on Saturday. We took our chances well. In truth, could have had another couple. So I think, as you say, the confidence lift from that is massive. The other difficulty, though, again, here we are tonight with changes again, because that's just the nature of the beast at the moment.
Well, let's go through those two sides as well, because there's obviously a few talking points, both from Guiseley's perspective, but also from the Chorley lineup too. First of all, Chorley, Matt Irwin in goal, Adam Henley, Tyler Garrett, Will Tomlinson, Harvey Smith, Lewis Baines, Oliver Putnam, Mike Calverley, Connor Halls, Senna Mara and Malachi McKenzie. And on their bench is Niall Moran, Louis Isherwood, Liam Spencer McDermott, Liam Birchall, Declan Baldwin, Soppy Orr and Fenton Reeves. I have to apologise, I haven't been able to check the pronunciation of the number 17 substitute, so that might be causing a few chuckles amongst the visiting fans who I hope are joining through on our stream tonight. But for Guiseley, it's Brad Wade in goal. Isaac Curry comes back into the side. George Cantrell, Andre Jones, Hamza Bencharif, LeBrun and Becker, Kane Felix, Milan Butterfield, Gabriel Johnson back into the starting 11, Prince Polo back after his suspension, Brad McNicholson. And then on the bench, Chuck Malokwu, Declan Lampton, Mark Howarth, Nathan Newell, Miracle Okafor, Adam Hoare and Josh Parsons. First of all, just your first thoughts on that Chorley side.
It's a very different Chorley side from the one that we played a couple of weeks ago. I have to say that, and we need to write this down really, I have huge admiration for Newby in midfield for Chorley. I think he's possibly the best footballer in this league when he's on his day, and it was noticeable in the game at Chorley that he just ran proceedings. So I'm sure that the depth of their squad will be such that whoever comes in will do a wonderful job for them. But Newby's a sort of a headline miss, really.
And for the Lions, a return for Isaac Curry, Prince Polo back in that midfield will make an impact, and Gabriel Johnson starting again. Yeah,
well, again, I mean, Prince gives us that power, that edge, that sort of combativeness. We the cup tie issue comes in tonight, so that's a chance for Isaac. And obviously John Wafula up front, we said on Saturday looked a bit leggy as he came off. As I understand it is nothing more than he is a bit tight, and it would have been too soon for him, and so he's not risked tonight. So yeah, opportunities for different players.
Well, the two sides, I say two sides, they come out separately, of course, under the current protocols, are beginning to make their way onto the pitch, though. Chorley first out, they'll be playing in this sort of light blue away strip. We were very grateful for everyone who has supported our approach to keeping the streams live and free and available to all, to keep people connected with the football at this time. We're still in Tier 3 here in Guiseley, so unfortunately there can be no supporters in the ground, and we don't know how long that will continue for, of course, but the streams, we hope, have been providing you with an enjoyable way to reconnect with the club, and to allow you as visiting fans also to enjoy watching the game. We're hugely grateful for everyone who has donated on the crowdfunder. It's found at the crowd via the YouTube stream. You can find it via a link through from there, Guiseley AFC link through to crowdfunder. If you search that up, you'll find it as well on Google. And a few people who've already donated, and we're really grateful for that. People like Mick Rose, Brian Meyer, George Pickles, John Cox, Bob Jeffrey, Kay Hayes, Anonymous is as well, Mel Anderson, Betty Marshall. You're all superstars. We're really, really grateful for everything you do to help donate this to us. We're not trying to make a profit out of this. That's the one thing I want to be absolutely clear of. This is just so we can make our coverage wash its face. There's plenty of costs involved in running this sort of operation, and to make sure that the stream holds steady and that we can deliver as best a quality of coverage as we can. So that said, look forward to a very intriguing FA Trophy tie, and we have Adi Towers, of course, a man of all knowledge things Guiseley, and has done every job at the club, and this is perhaps the worst job he's been asked to do, but we also have Nick Keefe, and Nick, good evening. What's your expectations, what's your thoughts ahead of tonight?
I'm grateful for the comparison. Man of no experience, no relevant qualifications, and no knowledge worth speaking of. Well, it's cold, I can tell you that. It's cold tonight, Colin. That's not too specialised, is it? And if we were hoping for momentum building on that brilliant performance that we saw at the weekend, you've already covered it with AD. The changes that we've had to make mean it's yet another new Guiseley side out. First time this 11 have played together. I think Lafudu is a big loss tonight, but a big opportunity for Isaac Curry. I thought John Wafula had a really good game on Saturday, but it's an opportunity for Gabriel Johnson, and great to see Prince Polo back.
Well, I'm sorry if I over-complimented you there in all of that exchange there, Nick. Yeah, well, we're about to get underway. So the two sides are now out. Chorley playing in light blue, shooting from right to left, so heading towards the the railway end of the ground. The Lions in the usual kit, home kit of white, blue shorts and blue socks, shooting towards a bowling end green of the ground. The referee today, Paul Brown, blows his whistle and we're underway. And immediately the ball sent into the Lions half. And we are challenged on the halfway line for a throw for the Lions that's taken quickly down that left-hand side and gives Kane Felix a chance to get onto the ball. He's on the edge of the 18-yard box, trying to jink his way past a defender, unable to do so. And Chorley help the ball away up to the halfway line and over that halfway line before it's intercepted by Isaac Curry and returned to Brad Wade. Because the result this evening, is a trip. The prize, rather, this evening is a trip to Stockport on Saturday. Doesn't get more glamorous than that, does it?
Well, it's there was a time when it was the biggest ground we would ever go to, wasn't there? You know, in the early days that you and I would go to the games when we first got promoted to the National League. Now it feels like an opportunity to go and get a drubbing, doesn't it?
Stockport came here pre-season and won 5-1. Looked extremely good. Brought a full-strength side.
Oh, good.
But that hasn't, funnily enough, that hasn't happened in the league, has it? You know, they set off like a house on fire, and now I think they're about 10th.
Ball's back anyway with that Hamza Ben Sharif as the Lions try to work it out from the back. Polo with a cool foot to take it out to the left-hand side. Played forward by Nicholson. Felix in the chase, down that left flank. Beaten by the defender, and it's out for a Guiseley throw, about level with the penalty area, left-hand side. Nicholson brought back into long throw duties here.
Nice to see us getting the ball forward quick as well.
Very direct, as you say, AD, straight up to Kane Felix. Nicholson back to the hoardings. He's going to send this long in towards the near post. There's a flick on. It's not quite cleared, but under it is Matt Irwin, the Chorley goalkeeper. Sends it very quickly into the Lions half. Brad Wade watches it. Oh, he slightly scuffs his lines as the ball bounces awkwardly under the rushing attacker. And, well, Wade has put it out for a throw out on the right-hand side. A little uncertain that from the Guiseley goalkeeper.
Yeah, he got away with it in the end, but it was a little bit heart and mouth for a moment there and just about managed to get away with it.
It's that same uneven bounce on the edge of the 18. We've got a really soggy area there again.
Tomlinson just trying to feed the ball through into the Lions' final third from that throw, but unable to do so. Guiseley recover possession. Butterfield, who plays the ball back to Wade. And again, it sort of bobbles awkwardly in front of him. His footwork has to be aware of that bobble, and he does well and gets it up onto the right-hand side now, where Becker's chasing after this. Chorley forced to defend. It takes a ricochet off Becker from Lewis Baines, and it ends up behind for a goal kick. Still 0-0.
Looks like Brad might have just tweaked himself kicking the ball there as well.
Well, that's not what we want, is it? Another injury.
Another hamstring as well, by the looks of it. We must be up to double digits for the season for those now.
It's a boom time for physios. Now, Guiseley work the ball down the left-hand side, and Felix is intercepted after getting on the end of the play forward from Butterfield. Guiseley and another throw. The early pressure is all on Chorley here, it seems. The balls played into the box, though, have yet to really test the goalkeeper. In fact, the biggest uncertainty might well have been that uncertain clearance from Brad Wade.
Looks like he might have just tweaked his groin, actually, from the way he's stretching.
Long throw comes in from Nicholson. Goes up to the near post, headed away. Ben Sharif recovers it. Nicholson feigns with the cross, plays it in with his right foot towards the back post. Up leaps Kane Felix, but he'd had to be a couple of feet taller to make a connection on that, and it's gone behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, Declan Lampton is getting ready in the Guiseley dugout, but we'll just wait and see. He's just taking a perch again, actually, for a moment. Wait and see if he's needed. But all the action was at the other end there, and a taller player than Kane Felix would have probably been able to get ahead on that ID.
Yeah, it was sweet cross, actually. I mean, it was just slightly overhit, but certainly Kane's position was excellent at the back post. Just a shame he's not 9 feet tall.
Can you imagine if he had that pace and being 9 feet tall, he'd be unstoppable.
Oh, Lord.
Now, guys, he's just struggling to get the ball away. It goes back to the goalkeeper, Brad Wade, forced into hoofing the ball clear. A really good clearance to Butterfield. Heads infield towards Kane Felix. Can't win this one.
He looked to get his foot through that all right, didn't he?
It's important, isn't it? If he's just testing whether he's able to be confident, he needs to know whether he can kick for the rest of the game.
Johnson now with the ball for the Lions. The play forward, though, finds Felix in an offside position. And it's going to be a Guiseley free kick.
I'd always, with the way the new rules are, Colin, I always prefer it when forwards actually do chase the ball down and stop the game, rather than just letting them have a free pass out.
It is, of course, a Chorley free kick. I get that one wrong. A couple of goals in the FA Trophy. Gateshead 0, Farsley 1, Witton 1, Nantwich 0. Telford beating Coleshill. Fylde beating Curzon, Ashton as well. Brackley are winning 1-0 against Royston. Still scoreless here. And it's Chorley on the attack down the right-hand side. Challenge that's come in from Butterfield is penalised. So it'll be a free kick that the visitors will have out on the right flank.
Didn't look to be much in that, really, did there?
It gives them a set play, and it gives them a chance to get people back up like Lewis Baines. Ball's played into the box, punched away by Brad Wade, collected here by Mackenzie, who lays it back into the back line where the ball is played forward. Baines, who's up from that attack, nods on, but out of play for a Guiseley goal kick.
So correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm sure you both will. Is Andre Jones playing at centre-back today, and Becca's playing up with Kane Felix?
That's how it appears.
Felix is chasing after that. Cousin Becker finished the game on Saturday, didn't he, up front, alongside Felix, after we made the couple of changes.
So that's the Jones and Cantrell either side of Ben Sharif in this back three. So more communicating for Ben Sharif to do. Another new partnership.
And we appear to be leaving 2-on-2 here in the event of a break, by the way, which is not good, is it?
It's very unusual, isn't it? It's a long throw anyway on this right-hand side that Brad Nicholson takes. It's flicked on. It's into the box. There's a foot put out, I think, more than anything else from Becker. And then he chases the goalkeeper down who's trying to make the clearance, and a free kick is given. And I fear that might end up being a card for LeBrun and Becker. Early doors here. He's been spoken to by the referee, and the goalkeeper makes his protests.
We really don't want to get Brownie started on his cards.
Referee's just seeming to speak to LeBrun and Becker. It's one of those technical ones, I thought, actually. If you block down the goalkeeper, you ended up... I remember had... we're just having a bit of a chance here where the ball is worked down the left-hand side. Mackenzie's chasing Ekpola, who defends that very well. Wraps the ball off the legs of Mackenzie and out for a Guiseley throw. I was just going to say we had Michael Rankin sent off for 2 similar incidents. Oh, in fact, latterly for an incident that earned him his 2nd yellow card against Lincoln, I think it was, in that Boxing Day game a few years ago.
No need for the L word.
Guiseley won 2-1 on that occasion. For the record, purely. Guiseley now have conceded a free kick, though, which is allowed to be taken from far back by Tomlinson and moved out to the right-hand side. Chorley getting bodies forward now. Tomlinson looking for options on the right-hand side. Gabriel Johnson puts his foot through it. It's gone back into the penalty area. Guiseley clear, and then there's a shot at the edge of the area that comes in from Mackenzie. He's closed down by Mbeka and goes down to ground. The referee unmoved for the free kick, but does give Chorley a corner, assuming that Mbeka had managed to close him down in time and it took the last touch off him. Wasn't totally clear on that from this angle. I don't know if you had a different perspective, Nick.
No, I was just thinking Mbeka has to be a little bit careful, actually, because he's gotten the referee's attention. You know, he's made an easy decision for him with that sort of mandatory yellow card at the other end. But, you know, he's up and close to the referee on the edge of the area. You know, as you say, nothing doing this time, but he wants to keep a bit of a low profile and get a bit further into the game, really. In the meantime, Mike Calverley is down inside the Guiseley area, getting some physio attention. He went down off the ball, just sat down while we were waiting for this to be taken. Similar to the sort of injuries we've seen for ourselves, actually, in recent weeks. Players just they're picking something up off the ball and then having to stop and get some help before deciding whether to carry on.
It's it must be difficult as well if you pick up an injury now at this point in the season from a Chorley perspective. They've got such a big game coming up, haven't they, in the FA Cup? You would want and hope, if you're a player in that side, to be fit, to have your best chance to take part in that game against Derby County.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to get injured against Guiseley, would you, and miss out on that?
So hopefully for Mike Calverley's sake, he's okay. He's gone off to the side to get some more treatment. The ball played in from this corner is headed away by Ben Sharif, not completely cleared, and Mbeka is almost dispossessed by Mackenzie. Calverley comes back on, and it will be a throw for Guiseley in right-back position. It's not exploded into life yet, this tie, but it's nicely balanced. It's perhaps had some good spells early on, and now the referee has found a foul throw. Reason to award the foul throw against Isaac Curry, alleging that he had his feet up off the ground when he took the throw.
Last time I saw one of those, it was 1977.
Yeah, he was sort of turning and throwing all in one motion, wasn't he? But I'm not a referee. My instinct is to see where the ball's going, and I'm not really watching the thrower.
Now Guiseley win the ball back with it. Polo plays it into the edge of the area where Felix gets a shot away, but he's closed down, slightly put off his stride, and it's enough to affect his shot that he gets away at goal, and it moves it just wide. But the effectiveness of Princik Polo and Kane Felix, though, certainly coming to the fore in that move.
It was a really good pass through to Felix, and he was just trying to get it out from under his feet, sort of scraping at it with the outside of the right boot under, as you say, good attention from the defender who didn't let him settle and get his shape right.
That must have been one of the brightest things about Saturday, was Kane Felix looking so sharp, a hand in all goals as well. Now it's Chorley, though, who have it with Garrett playing it across here to Oliver Putnam. Guiseley still holding a defensive shape, trying to repel the attack, and in the end, simple job here for Cantrell to take the ball away. Unfortunately, can't complete the pass, and it's back to the visitors. Polo steps across, wins the ball on the edge of the centre circle, steps up the halfway line. Nicholson playing much more advanced than perhaps he's previously done, playing on the left-hand side of midfield. Plays it in field here to Andre Jones, and then Butterfield across the face of the centre circle. Chorley's press works effectively, dispossesses the Lions. They come over the halfway line now as they cut infield. Nicholson tries to get back to win the ball back into Mackenzie, who steps up, uses his pace, takes a surging run forward, lays it out to the left-hand side. The cross comes in from that flank, whipped away by the head of Brad Nicholson. Out to the other side, though, and Chorley can return the ball into the danger area. Will Tomlinson now from the edge of the 18-yard box plays it out to the right-hand side. The cross comes in into the edge of the 6-yard box where Cantrell clears. Heavy touch from Mbeka as he makes the interception, allows Baines to collect the ball once again. Tomlinson out to the right-hand side. Press still on for Chorley as they keep the pressure on and move the ball down the right flank and cross into the area. Tips off the, I think it tipped off the top of the crossbar before going behind. It was a cross that didn't quite have the curl on it to bring it back into the 6-yard box. But still dangerous play there from the visitors, who certainly had plenty of opportunity to put balls into the box and threat the Lions' defence.
But that was 5 sloppy touches on the bounce from ourselves there. And there's 2 breakdowns of play there that I'm sure will have Russ and Marcus thinking evil thoughts, really.
Well, Guiseley have just about got the ball up to the edge of the centre circle, roughly, and won a free kick inside the Lions' own half.
The other thing Chorley were doing well there was they'd got enough people forward that Isaac Curry was occupied, but the whole way through those 2 sort of attacking passages of play, that meant Tyler Garrett was out wide left for Chorley in acres of space, and he had 2 really important contributions.
Oh, now Kane Felix has robbed the defender, who really shouldn't have been caught. Tyler Garrett on that occasion was caught out by the pace of Kane Felix, who managed to take the ball, running from behind him, winning it, getting the shot away. The goalkeeper reacted well, Matt Owen, to put the ball behind for a Guiseley corner.
I would have liked him to fall over for the pen, personally.
Looks like there might be a change happening on the Chorley bench. I think there's light going up. I don't know if there's a problem still for Mike Calverley, who went down earlier on. Guiseley, meanwhile, have this corner. Don't know if he's still on, if he's maybe moved off. The corner's come in towards the back post, and it's curled all the way round and out for a goal kick. And decent delivery there from Brad Nicholson, but just unfortunately not able to connect on a Guiseley head inside the 6-yard box before it goes out for a goal kick to the visitors.
Well, you're absolutely right. It's Mike Calverley's number that's on the board. We're just about to see who's going to be coming on in his place. It's Liam Spencer McDermott.
Yes, another midfielder. So Mike Calverley, who joined the club from Curzon Ashton in the summer. He's leaving play, unfortunately, having pulled something early on in this match, to be replaced by Liam Spencer McDermott. Other goals: York beating Ashton United 2-0, Telford beating Coleshill 2-0, Brackley Town winning 2-0 against Royston, Gloucester winning 2-0 against Needham Market, Hereford beating St Neots 1-0. All these sound like quite interesting ties, don't they? I'd be quite pleased to be drawn against those. I'm sure both clubs were not delighted to see each other again after a distance of only a week. Gateshead won, Farsley won as well.
You've got to assume Chorley were happier with the draw than we are.
Ball's down the left-hand side. The substitute, Spencer McDermott, gets his first touch, plays it in field. Johnson almost wins the ball back, but again, it's won back by Chorley. Spencer McDermott dispossessed this time by Ekpola, who plays it straight away to Kane Felix. Gets it down, has a run, edge of the area. Kane Felix gets a shot away, and this time he can't keep it down. And it bounces out of the ground and over the bar. But again, just a simple ball, picked up by Ekpola, played into Kane Felix. He uses that pace to great effect. Just on this time, his finishing just let him down on this occasion.
Kane's got the run on both centre halves. They're quite experienced, but they're not the quickest.
So still 0-0 as the ball is played back, and it's intercepted here by Tomlinson. The ball played towards a goal, is put behind for a corner, but really sloppy there from Isaac Curry. He played in the attacker. He got the shot away. It was Connor Hall, who took the shot.
Cardinal sin for a defender. I mean, that's just played blind.
It's behind for a corner kick on this left-hand side.
Yeah, it was a potentially devastating mistake. Absolutely no chance Andre Jones was going to close that gap, nor Brad Wade.
Corner comes in up towards the back post. Brad Wade just punches it away. Rather doesn't make much of a connection on it. Ekpola does clear, and he's to do all he can but to keep it in play, but unfortunately it's gone out for a throw on that right-hand side.
Brad looked a little bit unsure there as well, didn't he?
Not for the first time either. No. There was the one he came out confidently for about 5 minutes ago that he ended up sort of punching away from his rib cage, and he looked like he was coming to catch.
Throw's taken, but it's played out immediately by the Lions. It's going to be another throw for Chorley, making the yards up, heading towards the edge of the 18-yard box. This throw is short, though. And in the end, there's a foul conceded by the visitors as George Cantrell seeks to win the ball back.
Just need to clear our heads a little bit, don't we?
Yeah, a couple of little sloppy mistakes, and need to get back to doing what we do well. I was going to read some messages out from the chat room, but we're playing ourselves into trouble out from the back here.
George Cantrell works it up to the halfway line as the Lions do manage to keep possession. And Cantrell in turn stretches to win it and makes good with the challenge and plays it out to the left-hand side as Mbeka looks to go past his man, but he's just lost control of the ball. Great challenge comes in from Ekpolo to win possession back. Mbeka battling and trying to win it back on the edge of the 18-yard box. Now Felix, edge of the 18-yard box, but has two on him to try and beat. He plays the ball in to the penalty area. It's headed away. Won back by Felix. Working hard here. Curry crosses from the right-hand side, just ahead of the diving effort from Gabriel Johnson, who wants to connect on that ball as it whipped in past the 6-yard box. And unfortunately, just too far ahead of him and into the safe hands of the goalkeeper for Chorley. Still 0-0.
Really good opportunity. Good move. Started with a really important tackle from Prince Ekpolo, who's been making a few of those so far, but it was Kane Felix who made the shape, and it was Kane Felix who nearly played Mbeka in again there.
The Chorley defence hold firm, though. Guiseley challenge high up the field as Ekpolo trying to win the ball back, but unfortunately it's gone out for a throw-in.
Well, come on then. Let me say hello to a few people from the chat room. Then Tugger is here. He says, evening, everyone, and Joe, which Joe will appreciate. Joe's, he's not got his headphones on at the moment, but he gets a direct feed of this waffle. Caden's here. He says, evening all. Here we go again. Another chance at Wembley. Dare to dream, I say. I would say another chance at Stockport. RC Lion, evening all. Feeling optimistic tonight. Guys, the win for me. Margaret Cooper says, here we are again. Hope we carry on where we left off on Saturday. And can't argue too much with that. And we've not been too bad, actually, so far. Certainly been solid. Both teams have had little opportunities, but we're yet to see anyone actually test the goalkeeper. The closest, of course, would have been just there if Gabriel Johnson had managed to get his head onto that good ball in from the right.
Now it's picked up here by Garrett as Chorley get into the box. The Lions don't defend that one at all well. A turn and shot that goes just over the bar. And Guiseley are glad to see that opportunity pass because, in truth, Senamara might have thought he'd done or could have done better to test the goalkeeper from that position.
We seem a little bit unsure of our shape, if I'm honest. For me, you've got Isaac pushed on quite a long way on the stand side, and we just seem to be a little bit unsure as to just exactly how we set up.
Another long ball forward from Brad Wade. This time picked up by Mbeka from the clearance, and he plays it in towards Gabriel Johnson, who's beaten to it. Guiseley concede possession, but Andre Jones recovers it, but then he in turn is brought down by Will Tomlinson, and Guiseley will get the free kick. I want to just shout out for people who have donated to the crowdfunder. Hugely grateful for everyone who's doing that this evening. Philip Smith, Alan Eastham, from a Chorley fan saying thank you for the live stream and donating. Thank you so much for that. Mandy Cantrell in there saying, come on you Lions. But also Chris Blackburn, Deb and Kev, Alan Thompson, and there's several of you going anonymous as well as those who've made comments, so we're really grateful. Guiseley now with the ball on the right-hand side. It's played in by Curry and beaten away. It'll be a Lions throw. Remember, if you can, we'd be hugely grateful if you have a willingness to put a donation in. As Curry makes his way down the right-hand side, it's put out for a corner. you just look through the YouTube account and click through the crowdfunder, Guiseley AFC crowdfunder, and every donation, no matter how much, will count just to help us cover our costs. Corner here for the Lions.
Lots of developing situations down this side, but we haven't yet really capitalised, have we? Crosses have been under or over hit. We've just looked a little bit hesitant when we've been in really good positions.
Corner from this right flank curled in from the left boot of Brad Nicholson, but that's claimed comfortably by Matt Irwin. And he takes the ball to the edge of the area. Under pressure from Mbeka. It's played long and headed out by Isaac Curry. Tell you what I did notice just down that right hand side, just how dead the ball fell in that corner.
It's very wet. It's very wet just in there, Colin.
That's always been a troublesome corner, that one, down by the now the first aid hut and the hospitality huts.
It's where the boating lake used to be.
Well, it'll soon be back at this rate.
Yeah.
Today's been the first dry day in weeks that I can remember. It's been all right today. We're going to need a few more of them if we want the world to be a little bit less soggy. Certainly this pitch.
So Chorley worked the ball down the left-hand side. They feel that Garrett was fouled. It's a throw, though, to Guiseley. Just up from the corner flag.
Nice to see Paul Brown, the referee, laughing at the yelp there.
Ball played infield as Chorley seek to keep possession going. But the interception on Oliver Putnam by Brad Nicholson allows the Lions to win the ball back, and a free kick follows.
So 10 minutes ago we had a free kick taken 40 yards away from where it should have been, but that 3 yards apparently was not to the referee's liking.
We've got the soundscape back. The soundscape's returning of Nethermore.
It was a decent way away, but it was no worse than the one earlier. I completely agree.
Ady's back into his pomp.
It's good, but Ady also, you confessed to us on Saturday, about the quality of your eyesight, didn't you? So I'm as blind as a bat. You saw me cleaning my glasses before kickoff, hoping I'd actually be able to get some of these calls right tonight.
Polo's got the ball in the halfway line, doing really well, but it's tackled by Mackenzie, and the ball sent back to the goalkeeper. Baines with it at his feet. He's looking ahead of him. He's got holes on the left-hand side. Goes into Mara. And a free kick will be given because Polo was in front of Mackenzie as he turned on the halfway line. So free kick to Chorley.
Slightly bitty game, isn't it?
Yeah, and I take your point, Ady, about the shape. We're just watching it. Isaac Curry's much more happy moving forward, and you've seen him looking less comfortable actually defending. And Brad Nicholson, I mean, he's most recently been playing centre-back for us anyway, but he's not so adventurous and not as wide as Nathan Newell's been playing.
Ball's into the box,
I think we're missing Nathan, actually.
Does Chorley get it into the area? The line's clear. And it's won back here by Kane Felix inside the Guiseley half. He's looking to get other players involved now so he can surge forward and get into a more offensive position. Isaac Curry collects from that right-hand side and sends it across to Milan Butterfield. On the overlap is George Cantrell if he can get the ball from Brad Nicholson, who opts to go and field to Mbeka. There's a crossfield pass here from Butterfield, though, that is well delivered into the feet of Curry on the right-hand side, and he plays it into the penalty area, and the ball onto the edge of the area is delivered beautifully over the goalkeeper and into the net. And Guiseley have the lead, and that is a superb finish, isn't it? An absolutely superb finish, and it's Kane Felix.
Stunned.
Yeah, disbelief, isn't it? It was a brilliant finish. I couldn't believe it when I saw it drop into the net.
It's absolutely delightful goal, a delightful chip. The Lions have the lead. 1-0 here, but what a move that was. From the start where Milan Butterfield played the ball out to the right-hand side, Curry, and deft little ball into Felix, but Felix's touch, well, it's absolutely sublime to chip the goalkeeper from that angle, from that range, and to give the Lions a lead.
Time stood still, didn't it?
Yeah, because it's sort of chipped, but it's curled from the instep of the boot, so it's gone up into the air and it's curling and it's dropping gradually, and then you sort of see it nestle in the back of the net, and it doesn't look real. Do you know what I know I always make Man United references because it's what I grew up watching, but I thought of that Cantona goal, that goal, and then he stands, and it was a bit like that, and Kane Felix just stood there, and we all went, did that really just happen?
There's a part of me, Nick, that was half expected it to have gone over the net.
Yeah, I thought
and have come back down between that and the hoarding.
I thought it had bounced into the back of the net off of the fence behind, when it hits the outside of the net.
And I can't see that far.
It's glasses all round up here tonight, isn't it?
Doesn't matter, we're winning.
Well, Lions lead by 1-0. And it's a tremendous goal, actually. I think it's one that I really can't wait to see back again. It's a fine finish from Kane Felix, and he was rightly mobbed by the players on the field. Congratulated for that. You guys have to watch out because the response from Chorley is going to come. The ball is beaten out of play there by George Cantrell and out for a throw on the right-hand side.
Well, should we do all the predictable stock record commentary stuff that we always do in this situation? We can't afford to concede straight after, can we? Concentrate, get back on with the game, consolidate, don't give away a soft equalizer.
That works, doesn't it? McKenzie takes the ball, plays it out to the right-hand side. Chorley looking for a way through from that flank. Infield now, the substitute takes a long-range effort and gets his angle's wrong. Spencer McDermott has managed to clear the netting behind the goal that's designed to keep the ball in the stadium.
I'm sure that one's over. I don't need to see that one back.
It's goals elsewhere in the FA Trophy. Obviously, we're leading by 1-0 here. Guiseley 1-0 up. Kettering trailing 1-0 at home to Nuneaton. I've had some unpleasant experiences in Nuneaton in the FA Trophy as well. Gloucester 3, Needham Market 0. Southport beating Marine by 1-0. Kidderminster trailing at Stamford by 1-0. Guiseley pressing high up the field, but Chorley dealing with it very well at the moment defensively, moving the ball forward and passing their way through the back up to the halfway line. They've got players developing into advanced positions as Tomlinson steps across and challenges. He's conceded a throw, much to his displeasure. The referee's decision to give Guiseley the throw is questioned by the visitors.
For all the confidence in that Chorley passing, from a Guiseley point of view, I'm encouraged by that because they're taking liberties slightly. On a slightly uncertain surface, one goes wrong and you're in serious trouble.
Well, as we've seen, as Kane Felix steps back to come and get the ball off the halfway line, Guiseley win a free kick. It's a really good point, that, AD, because that's one of the criticisms we have of when we're trying to pass it out from the back. If it doesn't necessarily work, it seems to play us in great trouble.
I mean, the closing down was good. I mean, to be fair to Chorley, they played it out very well, but I always think you're taking a risk. Either you've got tremendous confidence in your own ability and your colleagues, or you're taking a risk.
Well, it's a free kick to the Lions, halfway line. Ben Sharif's up there with Becker as well, as the ball is floated into the penalty area. Irwin collects. Keeper's
done very well there, hasn't he? He's shouted, he's come, he's from a defender's point of view, you're loving that.
He's been strong, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Commanding in his area, early doors. So the Lions have delivered a couple of difficult balls into those danger areas. George Cantrell's forced back and chipped the ball out and in for a throw-in, which, because of the current protocols, have to be recovered by Tyler Garrett by jumping into the stadium briefly. Ball played out by the feet of Tomlinson to the right-hand side once again. Guiseley having to defend here because Chorley trying to get back on level terms after that fine goal from Kane Felix. Good defending there from McPola, and now Felix picks the ball up and goes forward, but that's an equally excellent recovery there from Tomlinson to win the ball back for Chorley, who now come down the left-hand side, or were going to, I thought, come down the left-hand side as holes were showing on this flank hole, though not the preferred option. The ball goes down the right-hand side, and Guiseley win it back until Chorley recover it and move up to the halfway line now. Hall's running, trying to make space, but as again, slightly on a different wavelength, Garrett and Hall, and it's comfortable for Isaac Curry to recover. Gabriel Johnson collects the ball at his feet and goes to ground as Malachi McKenzie comes in just behind him, and Guiseley get the free kick. Still 1-0 to the Lions.
There's hardly been a mention for Gabriel so far, but his running has been completely unselfish. He's been covering a massive beat across the centre of the pitch just in the attacking half. None of it really noticeable, but he's breaking up play all the time.
35 minutes gone. Guiseley in the lead. It's been fairly finely balanced. Butterfield just on the ball now for Guiseley. Plays the ball up towards the halfway line. Felix takes it down, back to goal, plays it into Ekpolo, and then to this left-hand side. Well, Brad Nicholson, I don't know if he was intending a Georgie Hadji-style shot, or it was just a poor cross. I think it might have been the latter. It's comfortably in the hands of Matt Irwin. The ball's played long by Irwin in towards Mara. To be honest, that looks like it's come back off Hamza Ben Sharif, and Mara's appealing, but Guiseley get the throw in right back position.
Well, linesman wants nothing to do with it. He's pretending he doesn't know anything beyond his left shoulder at the moment, and Hamza walked away sheepishly, made sure he wasn't part of the conversation.
Even I'm giving that to Chorley.
Guiseley get the throw, and Milan Butterfield clears. It goes out to the left-hand side where Brad Nicholson can play it forward. But as he sends it into the left-hand channel, it's too far ahead of Kane Felix. And now I presume there must be some sort of ball that's gone out of play. Referee stopped it, and not quite sure what the cause is yet. It's gone out for a Guiseley throw. And in the end, it's gone back to the goalkeeper from the throw, rather sportingly. And now Chorley come up from the back, up to the halfway line. And it's a long floating ball over the top, headed away by Ben Sharif.
That was the Corinthian guys we were talking about before, Colin.
Brad Nicholson has then surged down the left-hand side as Guiseley have won the ball back. He's by the corner flag now. He crosses into the area, but this one is cut out by the visitors, and they can move the ball up to the halfway line.
The game's very stretched.
Kenzie's got it on the halfway line, and he's looking for options to put it through to the feet of Mara, but he's offside, and it's a free kick to the Lions. Still 1-0 to Guiseley.
Yeah, you're right. This is more like what we saw on Saturday, going end to end, and it's because Stockport obviously now need to Stockport
get ahead of yourself.
Well ahead of myself and that will hurt later on. Chorley obviously need to push on now. They need to get back into the game, so they're a bit further forward. That makes the space for Kane Felix, but also we don't want to drop deep and defend and just soak up pressure. So it's sort of the spacing behind our defence as well, and it means both teams want to have a good run, end-to-end stuff, and using the width as well.
This is getting quite tetchy, isn't it? Oddly tetchy, though. There's not much to be tetchy about, really, is there?
Well, the points of contention seem to be throw-ins, which is an unusual thing. But Judge Cantrell, for those of you just listening in on the MixLR, he's taken a throw, which, from this angle, impossible to tell who got the last touch, but Chorley obviously felt that it was their throw. And then when George Cantrell went to take the throw, he was held back by his opposite number. The managers on the far side of the management team for Chorley are really unhappy about that, and perhaps a couple of other decisions relating to throws. And now the referee has gone across to speak to them. Jamie Vermilio as well in there being spoken to by the referee today, Paul Brown. And you can, as you can in the ground nowadays, pretty much almost certainly hear every word of the conversation that's going on over there. And I think basically the frustration of a couple of those decisions has just come to a head. Guiseley, though, will restart with a throw. And they will restart with playing the ball back to Hamza Ben Sharif, who will play it up towards the halfway line. It's headed away and out for a Guiseley throw that will be taken, I think, by Curry. I thought Milan Butterfield was going to take it, but he gets it from the throw from Isaac Curry. Andre Jones now forward towards the edge of the 18-yard box, but the flag goes up against Umbeka, I assume. Still 1-0 to the Lions. And it's been a good first half for Guiseley into the last 5 minutes of this first half. And the Lions have had chances. Chorley have also pressed well too. As the ball goes back to the goalkeeper, Matt Irwin, and then sent long down the left-hand channel and back to Brad Wade.
Another excellent example of unselfish running from Gabriel there.
Yeah, he does a lot of work, doesn't he? And you don't see him in the area getting many shots. You don't see him getting opportunities for himself, wearing the number 9 shirt, playing in the middle today. But he's a hard worker, a real hard worker.
Ball up from Brad Wade, thumped away by the back, up towards the halfway line. There's a challenge from Spencer McDermott, but Guiseley win the ball. And it goes down the right-hand side. And Becker up by the corner flag. You can see if he can find an angle for a cross. In the end, he opts to go back to Butterfield. And it's across that midfield to Ekpola. Ekpola's closed down. Does well to keep hold of the ball, but can't find an angle for a forward pass. So it goes back to George Cantrell. Now down that left flank, Brad Nicholson collects. And then a clumsy challenge here from Ekpolo. And I think this might be the first card of the evening. So Prince Ekpolo is indeed going to be spoken to by the referee. And the man who's down is going to seek some attention from the physio.
A card, a subject of synchronised yelping there.
I don't know, Rady. I thought to be fair, I think he just mistimed the challenge.
It was a foul, but it wasn't, you know.
I also don't know if it was the first yellow card of the evening.
Oh, was it not? Did somebody else have one?
Did Mbeka not get one for...
No, he just got spoken to.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, I actually thought, in my mind's eye, I'd seen that yellow card. So, back to eyesight. Let's gloss over that then with some messages from the chat room. RC Line, all about the goal, really. What a finish, absolute class. Margaret says, what goal that was. Tugger says, different class, quality, different class, Kane. CDP 50's with us. He's bringing the informed view, as always. Not convinced he meant that. If he did, then genius. And Lion Cub says, fantastic, Kane's on form. I don't think you could believe what you saw. There was a stunned silence from the commentary box. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Because there's no crowd. There's no one behind the goal jumping up and down to let you know what you've just seen. You know, you have to just rewind it in your head for a second and be sure, because it was so improbable. You know, the way it just flew up off of his foot and looped in so perfectly. You do have to pause for a second rather than make a fool of yourself and celebrate someone lobbing it over the bar and dropping onto the roof of the net.
Yeah, if we had the false crowd effects, they would have got that wrong, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Of course, if you're watching this on Guiseley TV Prime...
Like what you're doing there, Adi. That's commercialisation.
Yeah, we keep the scoreboard up to date on the Prime version, so chuck in the rest of your contributions, everyone. A few little comments in the chat, you know, that's the answer.
Guiseley have the ball down the left-hand side. Curry goes back to George Cantrell. Cantrell down that side plays it in towards Kane Felix. Oh, nice work though by Gabriel Johnson to get the ball back from the ricochet. And he plays it out just a little heavily towards Felix. And in the end, it's gone out for a throw to Chorley.
I was just thinking, actually, given that we are in this close to Christmas, actually, I don't think with or without the crowd tonight, there would have been much difference in terms of noise, anyway, would there?
We're not a famously loud set of fans in the best of weeks, are we?
Now Gabriel Johnson has a chance to collect this ball, this loose one that goes down the left-hand side, but his ball just goes behind the players who are making their way. We're going to have 2 minutes of added time. Ekpola will get this one into the box from the right-hand side, looking for Umbecker. Butterfield.
Tremendous board effort from Gary there, I thought, again.
We'll replay that one in a bit, actually, Adi. The ball from the left-hand side, he can talk through his technique. It's collected by George Cantrell now. That is a heavy touch, though, from Cantrell. Too much for Nicholson to keep in play, and it's out for a throw-in for Chorley. Telford, who knocked us out last season, are currently winning 6-0 at Coleshill tonight. It's at half-time. That's not an early kickoff, by the way. A wretched night for their team from Coleshill. Notts County are beating Stockport in the National League too. Not that we should look at Stockport's result just too prematurely.
No, that's you and I have both done that now. Mine was accidental. Yours was just tempting fate. So that's a 3-1 defeat now at the moment.
Chorley play the ball down the right-hand side. And, Guiseley managed to crowd round the ball and force it back, but Chorley still have possession. With Garrett playing it through in here to Mara. He lays it back, unable to find a forward way through. Tyler Garrett again involved, sending it across the back line. As it lands at the feet of Baines, pressed by Umbecker. But Chorley do calmly find their way forward. And now a free kick is given for a foul on George Cantrell.
Just like to apologise if you heard any inappropriate language there.
It is weird being able to hear absolutely everything, isn't it?
And it's usually from me.
It is usually. You know, you've been very well behaved.
I missed it, thankfully, so I didn't catch the reference point.
Well, it's so. Apart from anything, earlier in the half, Adi was talking about the shape, and he mentioned Isaac Curry's name. Isaac was in front of us. He turned and looked at us.
Yes.
That's not supposed to happen, you know, even with only 400 fans in, and you know, on a sleepy Christmassy evening, you know, he wouldn't hear us talking about him from here. And we've got our headphones on, so we feel a little bit safer, don't we? But they can hear. It's awkward.
It's when they start laughing. That's when you want to worry. The ball goes forward from Brad Wade's free kick, but Chorley clear. Guiseley collect it down the left-hand side. Again, Brad Nicholson is forced back. And it goes long from Cantrell towards the edge of the 18-yard box, collected by Umbecker. Out to the feet of Kane Felix. And that's the end of the first half. A first half that's had plenty of running and energy. Has been quite an open game. But the main moment of quality, the main talking point, has to be a fantastic finish from Kane Felix. And it's a finish that gives Guiseley a solitary goal advantage at the break. Half-time here, Guiseley 1, Chorley 0.
We can be pretty happy of our first half efforts, I think, Colin. We've seen chances for both teams, opportunities at either end and space at either end of the pitch. But just that one moment of quality that separates the two teams at the interval. And we saw a bit of something that would keep both teams feeling optimistic, Adi, that they've got a good shot at this game. But we've also seen one or two things that both teams need to work on at half-time too.
Yeah, and in fairness, you know, Chorley don't get to the third round of the FA Cup by accident, and however changed the team is, they've played some very good football tonight, and you know, I don't feel in any sense secure. The game could very much go either way, but it's been an encouraging half from Guiseley, and in fairness, it's been a good half of football again to watch. So it's it's so far so good.
Well, hopefully you're enjoying it, and if you are and you've donated to us, we're very, very grateful indeed for all your donations via our crowdfunder, which is helping us cover the costs of bringing these live streams free, making them available to everyone. Those who maybe can't afford to chip in at the moment, don't worry about it. You've got enough going on. There's a lot of challenges out there for everyone, so we want to keep people connected. Obviously Guiseley fans, and also allow people who can't travel to the ground, such as those tuning in from Chorley tonight, by keeping the stream running. But if you can and you are able to make a donation, we're hugely grateful. You can do so by clicking through the YouTube stream, finding the crowdfunder link, Guiseley AFC, and it's the link to that will take you to the crowdfund site where you can make a donation. Stephen Hilton's done so. Thank you, Paul Cuthbert. Thank you, Kelly Anders. Thank you, Caden Sands. And of course, all of those of you who've wanted to remain anonymous as well, thank you too if you've donated tonight. We're hugely, hugely grateful. Kelly Anders saying, hello from the Canary Islands. Come on, you Lions. Well, at the moment, you're certainly getting your reward as well for your donation as well. Caden Sands also saying some very kind words, as is Paul Cuthbert. Guiseley fans there, hugely grateful and hugely appreciated your donations. It's half time, so we're going to hear from another set of really important people who make a huge financial contribution to the club, our sponsors, and then we'll have some highlights from Chorley from a game in 2015. But no, it's not the one you think. We'll see you ready for the second half. Have turned up in good number as well. It's going to be a good competitive game of football, I'm sure. Let's just go through those two teams in case you just haven't picked up on them as yet. First of all, the Lions, Stephen Drench in goal, Ryan Toulson, Danny Lowe, Andy Holdsworth the captain, Danny Hall, Jake Lawler, Wayne Brooksby, Danny Boschel, Adam Boys, Ollie Johnson and Gavin Rothery. On the bench, Danny Ellis, Liam Dickinson, Jack Stockdill, Nicky Boschel and Stephen Dickinson. And for Chorley, Sam Ashton in goal, Mark Ross, Jake Cottrell, Andy Teague, Chris Doyle, Adam Roscoe, Josh Hine, Harry Winter, James Dean, Jack Dorney and Paul Jarvis. And on the bench, Matt Flynn, Aaron Burns, Adam Mather, Chris Armand and Jack Lynch.
Kicked back to Stephen Drench and he picked it up from hand, so it must have been assumed to be accidental, otherwise that would be an ambitious back pass as Ollie Johnson gets his head to it on the edge of the Chorley area. Adam Boys with a left-footed shot, comfortably wide. But nearly everybody for Guiseley in the box. And the ball is in, it's cleared off the line. Who was that with the shot at the back post?
It was Danny Hall.
It was, wasn't it? Be just in front of us on the halfway line, taking a free kick from a long way out, floated into the box. Danny Hall is underneath it. Adam Boys and Ollie Johnson in the box. somehow it's been bundled home by Adam Boys from absolutely nowhere. It was a really long free kick, floated perfectly into the danger zone on the edge of the 6-yard box. Boys was there with just enough presence to see it home, and it's Guiseley 1, Chorley 0.
Wayne Brooksby to capitalise. He can't. Then it's played into the penalty area. Ollie Johnson goes battling for it, but Harry Winter wins it first. Now Teague into the penalty area, crosses towards the back post, towards Dean. Dean equalises. And Chorley had more of this game in the last few minutes than Guiseley, and in the end have grabbed the equaliser. James Dean heading home from Andy Teague's cross. And it's now Guiseley 1, Chorley 1.
Well, the problem with that goal is quite simple. James Dean, so good with his head. Why is he being given a free header there?
Of Danny Lowe, it's intercepted, but only as far as Gavin Rothery. Rothery back here to Ollie Johnson on the angle of the penalty area on the left-hand side. Johnson goes down. He's blocked by Mark Ross. Referee waves the penalty, appeals. Ollie Johnson.
Fairly high in this game since it went to 1-1. Both teams are really cagey about conceding another. This time it's Adam Boys charging down the Chorley defenders. And to be quite honest, I couldn't see a foul there at all. Andy Holdsworth hobbling away from whatever happened there. The ball's in the penalty area at the moment with Adam Boys with his back to goal, and he's turned and looped it into the far top corner. A perfect striker's goal inside the area for Adam Boys. Restores the lead for Guiseley. It's now 2-1 against Chorley.
Fantastic goal there by Adam Boys, and he turns and he swivels and he hits it top of the corner. And fantastic goal there by the Lions. And
at the moment it's Guiseley trying to get forward. Brooksby plays it out to the right touchline to Toulson. Toulson whips it in field, goes past Rothery looking for Boys. Oh, Boys got a second chance at it inside the area. He had all the time in the world, but it just wasn't falling enough
An
for him.
interception from Ryan Toulson, chips the ball up towards Boys. Boys flicks it down to Gavin Rothery. Rothery on the left-hand side, runs forward, goes past, feeds it into Ollie Johnson. A good shot, bounces off the goalkeeper. He doesn't cover it. With just 13 seconds of added time left, Guiseley now are going to be tested again. Jarvis with the cross into the penalty area, up towards the back post, flicked on, helped away by Gavin Rothery. Only the goalkeeper back inside the Chorley half. He's going to send this long. Guiseley still sitting deep. The ball played up towards Dean, helped up there, still loose in the penalty area, cleared by Danny Hall. Full-time whistle goes. Guiseley have got the 3 points they needed and a place in the playoffs. 2 goals from Adam Boys sealed the game. 2-1 to Guiseley. welcome back here to Nethermore Park, where the Lions are just coming out of the changing rooms, also known as the bar at the moment. And that's the state of the unusual world that we currently occupy. But Guiseley have had a good first 45 minutes. Lead Chorley by a goal to nil. And what a goal as well. And if you've been able to watch it back, I'm sure you've enjoyed to see how Kane Felix chipped the ball over the goalkeeper from quite an improbable angle, really. From this side, we were slightly disbelieving of what we'd seen. But the next 45 minutes that is important, of course, for both these sides if they want to make any headway in the FA Trophy. It will be settled tonight. Penalties, if the scores are level at 90 minutes, as I understand. So it is all to play for, and it is only one goal. What do you think we have to do to get this one over the line, Nick?
I think the early part of this second half is going to be really important. We cannot afford to come out and concede soon after the break. We've seen both teams come out. They're lined up. We're about to get underway. Chorley are going to come back out, and they're going to want to get on with this. They're going to want to get that goal, and they know, as you say, that this is going to be settled tonight. So they know they've got to score at least one. If they want to get this done inside 90 minutes.
Referee just going through his final checks and blows the whistle as Chorley have to defend as the Lions play it forward in the first passages of play of the second half. It goes up to Brad Nicholson, who leaps and heads the ball on, but to no real threat. It rolls through to the Chorley goalkeeper, Matt Irwin, who will collect that one.
Just to clear up, by the way, the goal, the view from the non-playing players tonight was that he meant it. They were stood right by it, and they were absolutely convinced that Kane meant that finish.
I want that to be true. I thought he did as well, to be fair, but I want him to take full credit for it if he can.
Well, from experience, non-playing colleagues tend to be fairly unsympathetic, but they're all convinced he meant it. So
now Kane Felix is trying to get in again here as he knocks the ball past one defender, wins the ball in a hassle, and then gets a shot away from distance that just goes over the the crossbar. But that was great work and great strength from Kane Felix. Pace and strength to get past two players and get a shot away as well. That's, again, showing him getting back to his form.
Did very well to stay on his feet as well.
Well, he did it, a big chunk of it, with one hand almost literally tied behind his back. I was waving, hoping the referee would make a decision, but in the end he carried on. He got a shot away.
I must confess I would have been happy had the foul been given and probably a booking along with it.
Now the ball back in Chorley's favour as they press down the middle of the park. There's a challenge that comes in to take it away from Senamara. And it's gone behind for a corner kick to the visitors and their first opportunity to test the Lions in the second half.
And these are these important moments that we need to get through. We know how deflating it feels to concede straight after half-time. We've seen goals and we've seen penalties, haven't we, against us already this season. Everybody bar Kane Felix tucked back for this.
Corner comes into the near post where it's headed away. Taken down now as Chorley win the second phase. There's a turn from Putnam to keep possession. And a long ball into the edge of the 18-yard box that just escapes. Everyone goes behind for a goal kick. But good play there in recovering the ball from the visitors. But Guiseley just hold firm.
Excellent closing down as well. We cut the options out. They reduced the facing away from goal on a long ball. So really good hard work defensively there.
I'm particularly enjoying this evening watching the defensive work between Butterfield and Ekpolo.
Yep.
Winning a lot of balls in midfield.
Now Chorley win possession here and move it down to the edge of the 18-yard box. Ben Sharif is across to defend. I don't think he can keep that in play on this near side. So it will be a throw to Chorley just up from the corner flag. Pressure now beginning to mount as Chorley get a number of attacking moves going in the early stage of the second period. Throw from this near side this time. Unable to keep that one in play, and it's gone out for a goal kick. Still 1-0 to Guiseley.
From a Chorley point of view, very disappointing touch there, really.
Ball goes up towards the halfway line. Gabriel Johnson collects it for the Lions. Plays it out to the right-hand side where Umbeka brings it back in field, looking for a pass. Johnson's there, plays a nice 1-2 with Umbeka, who I think had the intention of playing out to the right-hand side, getting Isaac Curry in on the overlap, but just misdirected the pass under the pace of the ball. And it's gone back to the goalkeeper. Hugely grateful for everyone, by the way, on the crowdfunder. Apologies, Nick, I'm just cutting across you. But just to say thank you so much to everyone who's donated at half-time. Guys, you just win the ball back here, but there's a free kick given against us. Come on, Chorley, but well done, guys, on the service and the commentary team. This was relaxing to listen to, was watching Whitehouse and Mortimer fish. I'll take that as a massive compliment.
Oh, yes, please.
There's plenty of others, but just at the moment, Chorley have just got the ball through on the edge of the 18-yard box. Plenty of others I just wanted to give a shout-out to as well. John Cox, Gary Hunt, thank you very much, Chorley fan there. Laura Hull, come on you Magpies. Alan Elsagood, Paul Newman, Sean Higginson, Paul Morris, Paul Brennan, thank you so much for everything you've donated through. Hugely appreciated here. Ball now for Chorley down this right-hand side. They can't work their way down that flank before it's cleared, but an excellent recovery challenge from the substitute, Liam Spencer McDermott, wins possession back for the visitors, and now they move it down the left-hand side. The ball played forward into the feet of the Lions, though, as Tyler Garrett's pass is mistimed.
Chorley look quite at it these few minutes, don't they?
They want to press on and get back into this, as I say, as soon as they can, really. The longer this goes, the more desperate it'll get for them.
Still early stages here. The ball moved forward by the visitors. They go back to Harvey Smith. Plays it out to the left-hand side.
That's made my day, that comment. I spent half of half-time doing Bob Mortimer references. Admittedly, the podcast, not the TV programme. I don't think we deserve that description in any way, but it's very kind.
Now Gabriel Johnson plays it in field. To the left-hand side to Brad Nicholson. He can't keep possession, and Chorley recover it, and there's a ball forward there from Oliver Putnam. Didn't quite get his foot around the ball, I think, in any way he intended. And it goes through to Brad Wade for Guiseley to recover possession.
Momentarily, they had a 3-on-2 there as well.
Now, Butterfield can spray the ball out to the right-hand side. It's played forward by Polo in towards Becker. Curry. And Paolo collect the ball in the middle of the park. Butterfield now, the centre circle. He's closed down by Putnam. But can control the ball and take it away from the midfielder. But the control's not on display there from Curry, who just lets the ball escape him and out for a Chorley throw.
The ball back inside there lost all momentum in that move. We had them really quite stretched, and then the ball inside just lost every inch of progress.
Now Kane Felix picks up a stray pass, edge of the 18-yard box, is forced away from goal. He's got Brad Nicholson in support. Nicholson crosses that one straight into the box. And as it landed in the 6-yard area, Matt Irwin was aware of it, and there wasn't someone to pounce on it as Irwin collected. But Gabriel Johnson was making the best effort he could get into that area, into that danger zone.
Well, I wouldn't have believed it 4 or 5 games ago, but it's quite fluent football, isn't it, actually? You know, confident passing, first touch cross.
George Cantrell intercepts a ball forward, and Nicholson comes over the halfway line. He's attacking the defence now with a run on the ball. Forced back. Cantrell. Square here to Butterfield on the halfway line. Butterfield is held up, but keeps hold of the ball. And involves Andre Jones now, who plays it out to Curry. Polo, a lovely bit of footwork to take it past his man, and then he plays it in towards Gabriel Johnson. The challenge comes in to take it away from him, but Polo, who keeps control of the ball despite a challenge there, does actually gain the free kick for the Lions, certainly roughly on the edge of the centre circle to the right hand side of it.
Interesting shout from the Chorley bench there, which, as they were closing us down there, they've nowhere to go, and their closing down was really excellent for about 30 seconds there. Then just the foul just broke it down for them, but their closing down's been better this half.
Yeah, I was just thinking, Prince Polo, good at winning the ball, good at holding on to it, but again, just struggling to find someone in a white shirt to give it to. We're lucky to break down where we did there in the middle of the field.
Free kick goes long. It's headed on by Hamza Ben Sharif. A challenge comes in on Curry. There's a decision for the officials as to whether that's a corner or a goal kick. And they opt for the safe option of the goal kick. Not too much protest.
No, the lack of protest says they were right, doesn't it, really?
But it's been bright for the Lions in the second period so far. First 10 minutes or so has seen some good deliveries, some good proactive play from Kane Felix, and good tempo from Guiseley. Now the ball forward again for Felix. He nods it in towards Gabriel Johnson, just a few feet over him. Cantrell wins the ball back on the halfway line as Chorley look to counter-attack. Guiseley collect. Butterfield, edge of the centre circle. Looks for options. Goes out to the right-hand side. And then free kick is given as there's a bit of a late challenge there. Mackenzie, I think it was, who made it. As Curry goes down to ground. And in fact, there's a... Is that... sorry, it's, I think it might be Sedamara who made the challenge on that far side. And I think he might be the second one going into the book this evening.
He got there as quickly as he could, didn't he?
Looks like there's going to be a substitute. Whether it's going to happen right now, it might well do, because the board is being shown, and it's Malachi Mackenzie who's coming off, and it's the man.
It's the man you were hoping wasn't going to come on, because we don't know, do we? We don't know. Go on, have a go. No, Dave's gone. It's number 19, Declan Baldwin, coming on. Oh, that'll be fine.
I saw 17 going up, who is Sope Orr, as much as I can pronounce it. I'm sure we'll be corrected by in the know Chorley fans, but we couldn't ask anyone to double check, which is normally the way we deal with these things. The ball's played in from this free kick, goes into the area. The flag is up straight away. Free kick to Guiseley. So that change was Malachi Mackenzie off and Declan Baldwin on, by the way.
I thought Mackenzie had a very bright first half hour, but he has just dropped out the game a bit this last few minutes. Hamza will be delighted he was offside there, because that was a fairly poor attempt from there, was it really?
Guiseley again winning the ball though, and Felix runs down the right hand side, plays it into Gabriel Johnson, who collects, plays the ball into the box, headed away by the defender. Brad Nicholson is not going to go for it. He leaves it for Becker. The ball crossed into the box, just too far ahead of Kane Felix. But it was another deliciously flighted ball into the danger zone, really, and the goalkeeper watched that one well and claimed it.
There's lots of errors in our attacking third at the moment, simply because the bounty's all over the place, isn't it? The ball's just dying on people.
Owen, long ball from his free kick. Headed away, but the second phase picked up by Chorley. Putnam out to the left-hand side. Forward by Smith. Now on the left flank, looking for an angle. Smith might float this one in to the box. Actually goes square. Spencer McDermott plays it out to the left-hand side. The cross comes in. Guys, you don't deal with it comfortably. Nicholson gets enough of a chest on it to take it away. Counter-attack could be on, though. Gabriel Johnson plays the ball out to the right-hand side. Kane Felix up against the defender on the right flank. Scott and Becker in the box. If he can get a cross in here Felix goes into the area, plays it across, beats Mbeka, but Nicholson takes it at the far post, gets a shot away, well saved by the goalkeeper. Collects the ball back now. Nicholson back here to Ekpolo. Ekpolo, edge of the 18-yard box. Square to Butterfield, and then across to Andre Jones, who's come up to join the attack. Cross comes in from the right-hand side, takes a deflection. It's Curry's ball into the box. Doesn't quite have the height or the pace to threaten the defence, and it's into the hands of Irwin in the end.
Good stop by the keeper there. That was struck with some power, wasn't it?
Yeah, good attacking play in two phases, really, for Guiseley. As you say, the shot from Nicholson all came about from the pace of Felix and sticking at it and the beating the player for pace inside the box with not much pitch left to use, you know, showing the confidence to get around him in the space that was remaining. That was great to see.
Well, Chorley have the ball at the moment. Some neat passing play. Rudely interrupted by Kane Felix making a good challenge. Gabriel Johnson now collects, plays it out here to Mbeka on the left-hand side. There's not many white shirts ahead of him. He's running with the ball down the flank, looking for an option for a cross. Brad Nicholson comes to join in on that left-hand side. Mbeka opts not to give him the ball, does now. Nicholson with a flighted cross. Challenged by Felix on the goalkeeper. But Irwin claims it cleanly and is allowed to play on with the ball in his hands.
You know, if LeBrun Mbeka was getting settled into life as a centre-back, you know, jogging side to side, he's had a shock tonight because he's covered a lot of ground. You know, he's been out into the channels left and right, joining up with midfield. You know, so effectively, you know, we know Kane is going to be somewhere out on the right, centre-ish, right-ish, and we know that Gabriel Johnson's going to be just a little bit deeper, looking to join up, and then Mbeka seems to be everywhere else.
Well, he spent a full minute there having a game by himself, didn't he?
He's running around chasing. He's working incredibly hard, and it's a completely different game to the game that he's been playing as the right of a defensive three. You know, then to be told, right, you're going up front, or at the front of the midfield or whatever. And he's doing pretty well with it so far.
He's put a good shift in. He's just looking a little bit leggy now, actually.
A couple of interesting goal scorers in other games. One for Solihull Moors. Mr. Hudlin scoring to make that 2-1 in their game against FC Halifax. Not all too bad, as guys who get a free kick in left-back position. And Chester, talking to former Guiseley men, has scored. They've scored a second against Bradford Park Avenue. Anthony Dudley from the spot. Kettering 3-1 up now against Nuneaton. Spennymoor 5-1 up against Marsk. Telford 7-1 up against Coleshill. Nantwich 3, Whitton 1. And Ashton United have pulled one back against York. It's now 3-2 in that game to York City. It's 1-0 to Guiseley here. Chorley are on the ball, though. The goal, what a goal it was, too, from Kane Felix that separates the two sides.
Yeah, just the one comment on the Mixlr chat room since half-time, and it was about the goal, of course. Lion Cub says Kane's goal was reminiscent of Cliff Moyo's against Cambridge United in the FA Cup. So we're bringing out all our greatest hits then.
I think if Moyes was a bit further out there, it was more of a cross gone wrong, I always think.
You should talk to Cliff about it. He'll tell it.
I wouldn't talk to him like that. I wouldn't say that to him. It's down the right-hand side now as Guiseley keep the ball moving here. Ekpolo in towards Johnson. Felix in the box, pulls out to the right, lays it back here with a little back heel, and the shot comes in from Curry, but he can't keep it down, and it's over and behind. But there was some very nice interplay there as the Lions got on the front foot in the final third.
Another problem for Chorley.
Well, that's in the last 5 minutes. Both of Guiseley's wing backs taking serious shots on goal, facing goal, and that's going to give them some things. Going to give them some things to think about. And as you say, Colin, we've got an injury here. Is it Will Tomlinson down inside the area, getting a bit of attention?
Took a bit of an impact injury 2 or 3 minutes ago. He's been struggling since.
Yeah, he's up on his feet though, and he's getting attention on the field. Doesn't look like it's going to be too bad, but he will just require a bit of, I don't know, I don't suppose they put deep heat on anymore, but it's a rub of the muscle.
Fiery Jack.
Fiery Jack. Isn't that a character from Father Ted? Looks like the Lions are going to make a change. But not just yet. Irwin plays the ball forward into Guiseley's half, where the Lions win it back but then swiftly move it. As Putnam then takes over for Chorley on the halfway line. In here to Smith. As Smith's pressed by Gabriel Johnson, he's forced to go all the way back to the goalkeeper. Good work rate there from Gabriel Johnson, but Smith does well to fend him off.
Terrific from Gabs there.
Ball forward now from Smith. It's headed away by Ben Sharif. Picked up now by Ekpolo, middle of the park, looking for the options. And he finds Curry surging forward down the right-hand side. Good sprint down that flank. It rides a challenge or two, but does earn Guiseley a throw-in, about level with the penalty spot, right-hand side. Great run there from Isaac Curry.
He's a good, strong runner, isn't he? And he's putting 2 or 3 now like that. And just a case of getting the final bit, the final end product on those runs. You can tell he's quite new in the team, but going forward, he looks like he's got something to offer.
I mean, Isaac's very much learning his trade. There's a lot of talent in there, but it's obviously the gamecraft perhaps isn't just there yet. But
yeah, I think he looks like physically he's got what's needed. He's up and down that flank, and playing wing back, you've got an awful lot of that to do because you're the width at both ends of the pitch. And he'll be carrying on for a bit longer yet because this change that we're making isn't. Oh, sorry, it is him. It is him. Okay, cool. Well, there you go. He's come in. He's done a good shift there, and he's going to be replaced by Nathan Newell. There you go. Yeah, just gloss over that.
Actually, that's the quality you get with Guiseley Radio. 4 is also coming off Will Tomlinson, who's had that injury. It looks like it's Louis Isherwood. Did I see number 13?
Yeah, number 13, yeah.
Yeah, on the board. So he's coming on to replace him. I think we've got that magic kiss of death, haven't we? As soon as we comment on a player. Good game.
It's happened. I was saying LeBron was working hard and now he looks tired, and they saying Isaac Curry's looking good and energetic and he's gone off.
Because of frostbitten fingers, I've just dropped my team sheet. Is that all their subs now?
Right, the ball's into the box now, and Guiseley can't force it over the line as Chorley managed to scramble it away. As it's picked up on this right-hand side by Hall, who goes to ground under the challenge of Andre Jones, rather optimistically looking for the free kick. But yes, AD, I think that's 3 subs actually. Easy question, isn't it? Isherwood, Spencer McDermott in the first half, and Baldwin.
I thought decent marks for artistic impression there from the Chorley number 9.
But he admitted he'd done it as well. He had
with a smile on his face. Yes, absolutely.
It was a good challenge actually from Andre Jones.
Ball goes across the face of the Chorley back line, and Mbeka's not giving any space or any quarter. But they deal with it well, and the substitute now, Isherwood, comes forward with the ball over the halfway line into Putnam, who plays it square here. And they keep moving the ball down the flanks well, but Andrew Jones steps across, does what he needs to do to clear the ball. It takes a ricochet off at the Chorley man, I think, so it should be a Guiseley throw. And is, even though there's incredulity around the ground, but I thought that was fairly obvious from here. I think some previous moments have perhaps exacerbated that sense of injustice, but it was a fairly clear-cut Guiseley throw.
Yeah, there was a bit of tension, wasn't there, at half-time that AD brought our attention to with the...
Yeah, Jamie Vermiglio wasn't happy at all at half-time. Had a long confrontation with the referee on the way off.
So I wonder if this is all part of a narrative that we're just not aware of, because we're not aware of any reason why they would need to be particularly unhappy with the referee tonight.
I think 1 or 2 50-50s have gone the other way.
All right, Polo's been dispossessed here. Putnam's collected the ball. Good challenge comes in from Butterfield, but it's still out on this left-hand side with the visitors. And they're making some headway here, but Butterfield's across there to try and block it. It's well worked across. I think it's a substitute, Spencer McDermott, who's doing well down that flank. He earns a corner by blasting the ball against the legs of Butterfield, and it's going to be corner for Chorley down that left-hand side. Still 1-0 to Guiseley.
Did very well there, the Chorley player, didn't he? Stuck at it and did very, very well.
69 minutes gone. Guiseley still in front, but Chorley now can ask some questions here with this corner. It's gone short. Trying to work the angle for the cross. Gabriel Johnson's back there to make the challenge.
That was well worked by Chorley, but great awareness from Gabriel.
So there's plenty of blue shirts in the box here as they mount a bit more pressure on the Lions' goal. This one curled in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. There's a player down, and a free kick is given Guiseley's way as on Becker, I think it was, who was back there in defensive positions, and the Lions a bit of respite as Guiseley will start with a free kick on the edge of the 6-yard box.
Couple more comments on the chat room. We need that second goal now, says Lion Cub. Come on, you Lions. Mark Cooper says she nearly forgot where she was for a minute, almost on her feet and shouting with that last attack. Oh, that is great to hear. It's good to feel a bit of confidence like we might score or you know, kick on in a game as well, but I'm glad it's coming across because we're playing reasonably well, but it's an exciting game and it's very close at the moment.
Even then, Chorley pressing up high as Guiseley play the ball back to Brad Wade. Wade clears well, but Becker can't hold on to it, but it is won back by Butterfield.
Chorley are certainly biting into tackles. Oh. Biting into tackles now, aren't they?
A premonition there from Adi on that occasion. Hall apologises. It's not too bad. It's a fair free kick that is won. No further action against Hall, and Guiseley move the ball down the left-hand side. Newell's curling ball down the flank curls out before coming back in, so it's a throw-in for the visitors.
So just to be clear, Nathan Newell's playing on the left now since that substitution, and Brad Nicholson's going to play down the right as the right wing back for the rest of the game, which is another new one for him, I think. Not tempted to put George Cantrell over there, and Brad at the left of the defensive three. George is staying where he is, and Brad is going to go and play right back.
This will be a fair test for Brad as well because he's not got lots of minutes recently, so it's not in his normal position and he's having to put some miles in.
Coleshill 1, Telford 8 now. Gloucester beaten Eden Market 4-2. Kettering 5-1 up against Nuneaton. Hereford 3-0 up against St Neots, and Leamington beating St Ives all 3-0.
If I was a Coleshill player now, I might be accusing Telford of being impolite.
Chorley have the ball. There's no chance that the Lions are being impolite this evening, that's for sure. Putnam has it. Goes across the back line and comes across here to Isherwood.
He's done well since he's come on.
Substitute moves over the halfway line and plays it into Spencer McDermott. Guys, win the ball back though. It's Milan Butterfield who's enforcing the ball winner in that midfield and plays a nice ball down the left-hand side where Nathan Newell makes a run. He crosses it, but it's too close to the goalkeeper on this occasion. And it's played upfield by Irwin. On the halfway line, there's a collision between two players. Very honestly, just straight back on with it. After Ekpolo collided with Chorley man in midfield. It's picked up now by Johnson on the left-hand side. Nathan Newell just a little bit over-exuberant as he charges down. And there will be a Chorley free kick just in left-back position. I just want to make a big thank you to everyone who's supported our crowdfunder tonight. Tawana Butterfield, Philip Hall, Frank Batin, forgive me, Joshua Foster, Jonathan Page, Paul Morris, Paul Newman, lots of anonymous donees as well, and really, really grateful for your support. Ball's just gone back to Brad Wade from that free kick. It's well cleared and strangely kept in play. There's a shout for it going out, to be honest, from the fact that it was right in front of us. You know, the assistant on this near side definitely got that one right. Chorley keep it in play and they move it down the left-hand side. So yeah, huge thank you to everyone who's donated via our crowdfunder tonight, and if you're able to help us keep our streams going, help us cover the costs of putting them on. There's no profit involved in this, not a sniff of it, trust me. The real hope is that we can just continue to offer streams free whilst fans are not able to come in, and unfortunately whilst we're in Tier 3 we're not able to have fans in the ground. So we're really grateful for your support, really humbled. Thank you to everyone from Chorley who's donated tonight, really grateful for that. And you can find it on the YouTube page, the crowdfunder, Guiseley AFC crowdfunder there. We'll be very grateful for anything you can spare if you are able to.
Nathan was looking for an out ball there, and essentially everybody was too tight to him.
The throw goes short to Paolo. He's beaten as George Cantrell puts a good challenge in on Adam Henley. Guys, now get the ball down the left-hand side, and Becker. Oh, he's been challenged as the sliding challenge comes in from Harvey Smith, but he takes the legs away from Mbeka, and a free kick is given to Guiseley, about level with the edge of the 18-yard box, right out to the left-hand touchline. So a good set play opportunity this, a good opportunity to get big men into the box.
Interesting to see Paul Brown affecting deafness then after what the Chorley player said to him, but hey.
He's been listening to you too much. He has to affect deafness then, doesn't he?
I like Paul. He's an old-style northeastern referee who likes the game to be played as it used to be played, and he makes often for an interesting game.
Now this cross from Andre Jones goes into the box, is headed down, and that was so close to being the second goal. Good delivery there from Jones. It was Gabriel Johnson who leapt. He leapt well, directed it towards a goal, but just the wrong side of the upright. It was a fraction wide. And you certainly feel if he'd got it the right side of that upright, it was a goal. The goalkeeper had moved for collecting the cross.
Yeah, we're heading into the part of the game where a 2-goal lead would actually be a pretty big deal, really. You know, every one of these chances that we get now, I'm sort of seeing a chance to cement this lead getting away from us, because we know Chorley will have more chances before the game's out.
Cross comes down here, it's picked up by Henley, who cuts infield, who crosses to the other flank. Looks like there's going to be some action on the Guiseley bench as well. It goes up towards Mara. He plays it back to the halfway line. Chorley, at the moment, putting some numerous passes together, not making the headway though. Isherwood down the right-hand side is held up by Kane Felix. Guiseley holding good shape. Lots of bodies behind the ball now as Chorley spray the ball one side and then the other, trying to find a way through. Mara again goes back as it goes out onto the left-hand side now, and a search for a throw-in is once again denied to Chorley, who feel once again aggrieved. And there's a Guiseley throw in right-back position. And it looks like there'll be a second substitution for Guys. You can't quite see who is kitted up to come on from here. In the meanwhile, there's lots of shouting, stretching and complaining going on the field. I'm not quite sure what exactly is going on.
There's been a couple of Chorley players doing like cramped stretches this last few minutes. It is a chilly night though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and if you've been playing a lot of games back to back, then we've seen muscle injuries happening. But you're right, a lot of them doing the sort of pedaling their hamstrings, you know, one after another. That's sort of almost a downward dog sort of yoga thing that you see them do.
I was on a different page there, wasn't it?
Yeah, okay. Moving on
swiftly on.
It's something you see when a player's feeling something tight in the back of the leg and they're hoping it's not.
Ball into the box from the free kick. Guys, he managed to nod it away, but Chorley will win possession back on this right-hand side. They're getting numbers forward now, looking to get this equalising goal. We've just got 12 minutes to go, so it's a important passage of play for the visitors, and they play a lovely ball out to the left-hand side. It's floated in from that flank. and onto the top of the net. And Guiseley, with a will have a goal kick, but that was a decent ball forward there from the substitute, Declan Baldwin.
Isherwood, the Chorley sub's been hugely influential this last 10 minutes.
Yeah, he's had a big impact.
He has, huge.
Yeah.
He's finding space. He's clever with his running. He's dropping off. He's had a tremendous 10 minutes.
We've got a couple of things going on now. I think, is it Lewis Baines? I can't quite see. Sitting down having some treatment for Chorley, and Josh Parsons is coming on. And I think I heard that announced that he was coming on for Gabriel Johnson.
That's how it. Yeah.
So he's in fact there we are. Gabriel's wonder. He was Umbeko was stood in the dugout there, so I wondered if there'd been a mix-up. But yeah, Gabriel's trudging off now. No hurry, of course, because we're not ready to get back underway yet. Anyway, with the injury. I'm quite happy to see a bit more of Josh Parsons. He was great on Saturday.
Seems confident, got a shot at him. He's got a tackle in him. He looked like he'd played at this level for a while.
Yeah.
When you consider he's come from step 6, in fact.
Certainly got a knack, our management team, to pick out players who've got potential, quality young players who can make the step up. Aaron Martin's obviously the example. So was Solomon last season, Reece McNally. And the talent keeps finding its way through. Parsons now on the ball, just dispossessed.
Commentator's curse.
On the halfway line immediately with a rough touch, yes. Isherwood, trying to work his way through a couple of players, is fouled in the opinion of the referee. So it's going to be a free kick to Chorley. About 15 yards up from the halfway line on the right-hand side. Again, another opportunity for them to get big men forward, apply more pressure, and hopefully hope for a good delivery into the box.
In fairness, there are about 3 little niggles there. He could have given any one of about 3.
Yeah, and particularly at the point where it did go, there were a lot of players in a small space, all going for it, weren't there?
Baldwin now curls this one in with his right foot towards a penalty spot. It's headed away. It was a good delivery again, as the second phase again won by Chorley. Baldwin collects it again and can put another ball into the box. This time dealt with by Butterfield, put out of play for a throw-in on this near side, which gives an opportunity again for maybe a long throw, maybe a quick move. But actually, in the end, it's going to be more of a ball back here to Isherwood, who plays it in field. He gets a ropey ball delivered back to him, so he's forced to go all the way back to Irwin. Still 1-0 to Guiseley. Slender lead, though, could easily be eroded as the ball goes back to Brad Wade. He's been chased down by Mara. It's cleared up to the halfway line. Parsons heads up in the air, is dispossessed. Butterfield does ever so well to win possession back here for Guiseley. Nice 1-2 here with Ekpolo up towards Kane Felix, who chests it down. It's cleared by the defence, but the Lions win it back on the halfway line. Butterfield back to George Cantrell in left-back position. The Lions just having a feel of the ball here. Goes back to Hamza Ben-Sharif. He runs into the open space ahead of him and plays it out to the right-hand side. Polo into Parsons now, who goes down. It's a rather tame attempt to win a free kick rather. And it's then dispossessed and possession lost, and Ekpolo collects on the halfway line. Back to Jones. Jones into Ekpolo. He's dispossessed again. And the ball into the Lions half. Good clearance up towards Kane Felix, but Felix is offside, returning from a offside position. Flag goes up.
Poor play from both sides there for a minute or two. Sloppy and disjointed.
Well, that suits us for a little bit, doesn't it? But we'd rather see us holding on to the ball for a little bit longer, I think, when we do have it.
Coleshill 1, Telford 9.
Well, that's just rude. I agree. 4's enough.
Well, teams haven't played football other than the cup competitions, as George Cantrell is just caught. Coming out from the back, but probably quite glad for the The opportunity to slow the game down a little bit. Marsk are losing 6-1 at Spennymoor. In the National League, Weymouth 2, Wrexham 2, an equaliser for Wrexham. Leamington 4-0 up against St Ives. And Ashton United have equalised against York City. 3-3 there. Farsley 2-2 at Gateshead. And Curzon Ashton 1, Fylde 2. 3 even as it comes through.
That was a live update.
That was literally happening as we spoke, wasn't it? Now, Chorley win the ball on the halfway line as they look to go down that right-hand side. Andre Jones steps across really nicely.
Oh, Andre.
But he plays the ball forward with his left foot and it cannons back off a Chorley man. Now is a difficult ball played into Nathan Newell by George Cantrell, but Newell shows some good trickery and very calm play to keep possession. Plays it in towards Mbeka, but Chorley recover possession. Newell works hard, makes sure he gets a foot on the ball to knock it out of play for a Chorley throw. And it's going to be another substitute for the Lions here. A third and final one. And it's going to be Kane Felix making his way off the field. And is that Adam Hall coming on?
Yep.
I don't know if I should believe you, AD, with your eyes and all that, but, you know.
No, he's right.
He is.
And it's really interesting there that Brownie wasn't to be fooled by the Chorley guy creeping 15 yards up the touchline.
He's going to go and take it again now, though.
He's got it back anyway, but, you know.
Now Chorley have the ball down the right-hand side. It's picked up here by Henley and towards the edge of the 18-yard box. The Lions are holding firm. It's been a good defensive performance as well from Guiseley. Adam Hall now trying to threaten this Chorley defence. He'll chase this down all the way to the goalkeeper, preventing him from clearly clearing it. And in the end, Chorley lose possession. Good pressure there from Adam Hall.
That shows how worthwhile it is doing it, doesn't it? Because, yes, of course the goalkeeper gets away with it. They nearly always do. But then the defence is rushed. They're not set into position and there's nowhere to go. And it's a throw-in for Guiseley on the halfway line when it could have been a break for Chorley.
And Adam Hall, because he's got a striker's instinct, he'll always try to close that ball down. And he's got blistering pace as well.
Just one of the academy products that have made their way through this season. Nathan Newell and Adam Hall from the same cohort. Really impressed. So they've stepped up and Hall on the ball now. Scored the equaliser, of course, at Kettering 3 weeks ago. Maybe longer than that.
Well, I mean, had it not been for other issues around COVID and whatever, we would have had 4 or 5 regularly involved, I think.
Yeah, no, it's been impressive, hasn't it? There was sort of a little sense of needs must at one point, but there are players like Nathan has come in. He's taken his spot in the team, and you want to see him playing now because he looks good enough.
Well, there is an element of that, but I can assure you that if players weren't to the standard that Marcus and Russ require, they wouldn't be taking part.
Yeah.
Parsons working down that right-hand side, unable to get past his man, but the clearance goes only as far as Guiseley's shirt, and it's won back here in the box. There's chase on and a bit of a shout for a potential foul in the box there, but the claim is light, and the referee quickly disregards it. The ball over the top is too far ahead of Hall and all the way through to Matt Irwin. Still 1-0 to Guiseley as we head into the final knockings of this game.
I think
knockings.
Like Eddie, just picking me up on my use of language here. Totally move forward. Good interception there from Hamza Ben Sharif. Are you knocking me for that, Eddie?
No, I'm fond of the word knockings. It's got this wonderful evocative quality about it, hasn't it?
Played out to the right-hand side now as it's won by Baldwin. He's looking to get the ball forward, but they haven't got the delivery in there yet.
Whoops.
Now they have. But nobody gets onto the end of it. The shot comes in from the edge of the area that ricochets off Nathan Newell.
How long knockings have we got, Colin Ruffler?
I like that we're not only acknowledging your partridgeisms now, but we're actually sort of
attacking them
in real time as well. Yeah.
We've got 2 minutes, AD, by my reckoning.
Excellent. No, that was fun. I wasn't being at all.
This country.
I'm fond of Colin's partridgeisms. I still make fun of them as well.
Nathan Newell has the ball at the left-back position, plays a lovely ball over the top. Can Adam Hook get on the end of it just ahead of him? And the ball held up in the air, enough for Lewis Baines to collect. Now it goes forward towards Putnam. He plays it on and Guiseley clear. It's kitchen sink time from a Chorley perspective. They've got to get this goal threat into Guiseley's final third. As it goes back to Brad Wade. It's high up in the air. Parsons leaps to try and win it. It's well won by Isherwood. And intercepted here as Brad Nicholson steps up to win the ball back for Guiseley and goes straight for the corner flag in a modern professional game management way. And earns Guiseley a corner late on in this game.
Well, he obviously heard the knockings warnings, didn't he? He knew how little of the game was left. And he really got himself in there. But to have won a corner at the end of that, they're nearly always fruitless, those things where you jog it down to a corner flag and you buy 3 or 4 seconds before 2 people crowd you out and they're away on the break again. But we got a corner here and there's a bit more time to be added, isn't there?
In fact, I distinctly heard Russ shout knockings.
Guys, he can't make any headway with it. Indeed, concede possession. It's going to be a throw for Chorley. There's 4 minutes to be added, so there's still time for Chorley, but they do need to get the ball into the Lions' half, and they do need to be perhaps playing a little bit more in Guiseley's final third. But as it is, they have just conceded a foul throw. And how frustrating would that be for them?
Another one for your scrapbook, AD. That's 2 this evening alone, and it seems like so wasteful, so late on. You know how to take a throw, and you've done.
I also love the way how Brownie keeps on demonstrating which foot they've actually lifted as well. It's honestly it's proper throwback.
Well, he's refereed it well, hasn't he? The game's been played in a good spirit. There's been, the players have been allowed to make challenges, and they've made them, and it's been in good spirits. But
well, there's somebody said something they shouldn't have done now because the referee's gone across the goalkeeper.
Yeah. The Chorley keeper suggested that the referee might like to go perform a particular act on himself.
Let's not expand on that, AD.
No.
Panto.
Yeah.
That's the one.
It's nearly that time, isn't it?
Guys, you have the corner, and again, it's in that corner that
no, it isn't.
doesn't stay in there. Chorley managed to get it away, and then it's a heavy challenge. A free kick is given. Chorley will be frustrated because they may well have felt that the advantage would have been better served for them, but as it is, Milan Butterfield, he's definitely taken one for the team there, hasn't he? He's seen the potential for the counter-attack and has conceded the foul and collected a yellow card for his trouble.
Now we're going to see a long ball, aren't we?
Because all these cautions are competition specific these days, though. Hey ho.
Yeah.
Well, the goalkeeper's complaining that Adam Hoare hasn't retreated the full 10. The kick is completed anyway. Gets in towards the edge of the 18-yard box. Nodded down towards the penalty area. It's cleared and up in the air. Nodded on again. Chorley looking for the late equaliser. Chested down. A really optimistic shout, a handball from what I can see with Cantrell on this side. And then Lions don't clear because the ball is drilled back in. Takes a deflection. Goes behind. It's going to be a Chorley corner. And the goalkeeper's coming up as well here. Literally throwing the kitchen sink now as Matt Irwin comes up. And strangely, they take a short corner. This one's crossed into the box. Still in amongst a crowd of players. It's shot and flashes wide of the goal and behind for a goal kick. And you just wonder if that is a sign of Chorley's frustration, because that now is going to be a ball that's going to take a little while to recover, isn't it?
Well, that was close, wasn't it? And I tell you what, Matt Irwin was completely unmarked at the back post. Adam Hoare had been sent back to tuck in when he realised the goalkeeper had gone. He was up there by himself, and Irwin ghosted into the area in his bright purple top, and he wasn't far away from being able to get something onto the ball as it came through.
Wade clears from the goal kick. It's up to the halfway line. Still Chorley press. They claim a free kick, and this one's going to be given. I wouldn't be surprised if Irwin's up again, and now there's a bit of a reaction. Nicholson's been involved. There's a lot of players all coming together. There's a player down on the ground throwing himself around a bit. I'm not sure if he's hurt or just angry for some reason. But the referee's going to try and unpick this one. Sorry, Nick, I don't know what you've seen.
Well, no, I was going to say it's a little bit dramatic from the man on the floor, but no doubt in my mind that Brad's let his temper get the best of him there. And we'll just wait and see what the referee's bringing out of his pocket. But he shouldn't have reacted, It was a flash point, He's had a yellow card for it. But Chorley, obviously, absolute highest tension point in the game. They want this, and they've all jumped at the spark of that challenge. But the fact is, there's a free kick coming in. Irwin is up again. They're all on the edge of the area.
Irwin's involved once again. At the moment, there's a lot of pushing and shoving. This one goes in towards the edge of the 18-yard box. It's been picked up. It's played into the edge of the 6-yard box. There's a big shout for a handball. There's no reaction. And now Guiseley could counter-attack here. And if the ball can go forward here, there's a chance for the Lions to put the game to bed. And it's through on goal for Adam Hoare, who can just slide this one into the gaping net and finish things off here. The substitute from the academy, who stepped up this season, has scored his second goal for the Lions. And this time, one that puts this FA Trophy tie to bed. And on the counter-attack, he won't score many easier, but it's certainly not many more important for the Lions. As guys who are holding on, Adam Hoare has broken away and placed the ball into the empty net, and it's now Guiseley 2, Chorley 0.
Move straight off the training ground.
Are you telling me we practiced those, Adi?
No, it had a wonderful irony about it as well, didn't it? Because the goalkeeper had actually got stranded, and there we go.
It can happen, isn't it? It's a high risk, high reward situation for a goalkeeper to go up chasing an equalizer in the final moments of the game. It backfired, but they didn't lose any more than they were going to lose already. They were behind in this tie, and it gave Guiseley a second goal right at the end of a game that has been very successful this evening.
So what a evening for Guiseley after a win on Saturday over Southport. We've followed that up with progression in the FA Trophy. 2 goals in this game in each half. One, an absolute sublime finish from Kane Felix. Well worth the watch as he chipped the goalkeeper from an improbable angle. And a late winner by Adam Hoare after Chorley threw everything at the Lions in the final moments to try and get an equaliser in this game. Matt Irwin stranded upfield. Adam Hoare raced through, had the simplest task of just placing the ball into the empty net, and Guiseley secure a trip to Stockport on Saturday. It's finished here, Guiseley 2, Chorley 0.
Interesting in the game, for all Chorley've contributed a huge amount to it. I was just thinking, I'm struggling to remember a save that Brad Wade's made. Lots of pressure, lots of corners, lots of neat and tidy football, but I don't honestly remember Brad making a save.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and they will go away thinking, apart from a couple of difficult aerial balls for Brad in the first half, they didn't give him as much to do as their contribution in the game would suggest that they should have to show for their efforts. And in the end, clean sheet, not too dramatic. That's quite a nice thing to say, isn't it? Flipping heck.
That doesn't happen here at Guiseley, does it?
Wow.
Well, that's our first FA Trophy win since 2016. And do you know who we played last time we won in the FA Trophy?
At Chorley.
Exactly, yes. Was it Michael Rankin who scored that
Michael
day?
Rankin got the win on a dreadful day on a dreadful pitch.
Yeah. And it secured us a passage all the way through to getting hammered.
Nuneaton.
Nuneaton, 6-1. Yes, that's right.
Because we were doing the commentary, Colin, weren't we? And Guiseley came back to make it 2-1, and I said, different game now. And 5 minutes later, we were losing 5-1.
Well, it's not improbable to imagine that might be our fate next round, because it's Stockport on Saturday, and they have been, they were a remarkable side. It's a big ask, isn't it?
Their pre-season here, I thought, were the best non-league team I've ever seen. People were criticising our performance. The first half, they were utterly irresistible. I've never seen a better non-league side. And at that point in time, I could only see them as favourites to win the league by a country mile. But so far, it's been Torquay with a form team. But a heck of a side, and it'll be a hell of a test on Saturday. Well,
they've lost 1-0 tonight at Notts County. But that said, that means nothing, does it? And it is obviously an opportunity for Stockport. They'll be looking at us and saying, well, that's an opportunity for us to reset and get back to winning ways.
Yeah.
Well, look, I want to just sign off by a big thank you to everyone on the crowdfunder, and then to hear a few of your comments on the Mixlr chat room, but a big shout on the crowdfunder to everyone who's donated tonight. Anonymous, Simon Ellis, David Hughes, Robert Crossland, you've all joined in late on, and I'm really grateful for everybody who has committed to support our attempts. We're trying to make sure our stream can go out live. We can cover as much of the cost as we can, and keep people in touch, people who can't travel to the games, because it's we're sorely missing, obviously, all the people who can't be with us in the ground, but also we know that you're sorely missing the fact that you can't come and support your team. So very grateful for everyone from a Chorley perspective who has supported us tonight. We're hugely grateful to you. And humbled. And if you still would like to make a donation, you can find it through on the crowdfunder website. Look at Guiseley AFC. You'll find through to our streams crowdfunder site, and anything you can pledge will be gratefully received. Nick, tell us a bit about what's been happening in the Mixlr chat room.
Well, yeah, we missed a few from the last 10 minutes just as the game was going on, so I'll whip through them and I won't editorialise. Guiseley Loyal says that Polo, Butterfield, Jones look like a decent midfield combination, and he also says, media team answer the critics who doubted they could perform on a chilly December Tuesday night in Airborough. So thank you for that. Andy Otley takes a different angle. Is that some workplace bullying going on there with Colin? And the answer is always yes. RC Lion, we've managed to limit Chorley to only half chances tonight, which is pleasing. Plus, we're creating a lot more than this time a couple of weeks ago. Butterfield looks like a good addition. Would be nice to keep hold of him beyond a month. And Kane class as always. And Lion Cub says, fantastic. Well done, lads. Happy Christmas, fellows Lions fans. Thanks for the excellent commentary. Margaret Cooper says, well done, lads. You deserved the win. Thanks to Colin and his gang. Andy Otley says, bit of a collector's item, that second goal. Normally the keeper gets back. And Tugger18 says, fantastic commentary as usual, lads. Thanks. And Ilkley Lad says, thanks for an entertaining commentary, guys. And you are very welcome. I'm genuinely glad you've enjoyed it. It's been an enjoyable game, hasn't it, to watch?
It certainly has. I'm just going to sign off with one more thing, and that was just to follow the goals games we were following. Ashton 3, York 3. Blythe, by the way, they were beaten by a walkover to Morpeth, so Morpeth go through in that game. Brackley 3, Royston 2. Chester 3, Bradford Park Avenue 1. Coleshill 1, AFC Telford 10. Curzon Ashton 1, Fylde 4. Gateshead 2, Farsley 3. Gloucester 4, Needham Market 2. Guiseley 2, Chorley 0. Hereford 3, St Neots 0, Kettering 5, Nuneaton 1, Leamington 5, St Ives 0, Marine 0, Southport 1, Spennymoor 6, Marsk 2, Stamford 1, Kidderminster 0, Whitton 2, Nantwich 5. And in the National League, Notts County beat Stockport 1-0, Solihull Moors beat Halifax 2-1, Torquay 0, Dagenham and Redbridge 1, and Weymouth 2, Wrexham 3. Thanks very much for listening. We'll be back on Saturday with audio commentary on the Mixlr chat room. Hope you can join us then. It's another big FA Trophy tie, and it's just coming through that Ashton have knocked York out on penalties in the FA Trophy too. So anything can happen in football, and who knows, we might yet have a cup run on our hands.